If you feel like you're throwing bananas away all of the time, let me teach you a couple tricks to have fresh bananas. If you're just meeting me, my name is Amy Cross, and this is The Cross Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. I'm the best-selling author of the Zero Waste Produce Guide, and I even had a TED Talk talking about produce. Bananas are one of those items that you can just feel like you bring it home and look at it wrong and they go bad. One of the most important things when you are bringing bananas home is that you don't store them in a produce bowl with apples and oranges. They are not produce buddies, and they will make each other spoil quicker. Bananas naturally release ethylene gases, which will make other produce items ripen quicker, which is a great thing if you're trying to ripen a rock-hard avocado. If you store it near a banana, it will ripen sooner than if it was just on the counter. So I make sure that I store my bananas 3 feet away from any other produce. If you have a banana hook, that is the best way to hang your bananas, but make sure it's not one that's on a produce basket that you're putting those apples and oranges and other fruit items. I've also found over the years when you buy organic bananas, those actually stay fresher longer. Organic bananas are not sprayed with synthetic ethylene gases. So that means that conventionally grown bananas are shipped to the United States and they are still really green. And as they're getting processed from the shipyards and onto trucks, they are sprayed with these gases. So they arrive perfectly at the grocery store in that yellow ripened stage. But it also means that ripening process is way speeded up, and within a couple days you are going to have some black over-ripened bananas. So buying organic, those are not sprayed, and they're only creating the natural releasing ethylene that comes out of the bananas naturally to ripen, or as they are intended to ripen, and they will ripen slower. Also, keeping this plant-based seal on the top of this will also help not have some of the ethylene gases that are natural in the bananas spread as much. So I try to keep that seal on as long as possible. I did this earlier and I blew the camera person's mind when I did it. Did you know that it is better to open your banana from this end than from the stem end? So it's really easy just to pinch this and it opens really easily. And then that is a great way also to teach your littles how to open a banana if you want them to be opening it. Now, I have been a foster parent for a really long time, and we've had a lot of littles in our house over the years. One particular little of ours used to love opening the bananas and then handing it to their siblings, but didn't like eating the bananas so much. So if you are teaching littles how to open them, make sure that they do want to eat the banana. And then I am diabetic, so I can't always eat a whole banana. So I have learned that I will open it halfway and try to keep the peel on the other half and just cut it in half. And then I can store it in a glass jar with a metal lid. And then I can eat it in the next day or two and it's still totally fresh. I like to also keep some bananas in the freezer if they're starting to go bad and I want to put them in the freezer, but I don't put them in as a solid banana. I normally cut them in longer slices and then flash freeze them in the freezer. These have been in the freezer overnight. And then I can lift them off the parchment paper and put them into a bag. This size I have found works really well for our blender if we're making smoothies instead of the solid frozen banana. And also if I have toddlers around, they like to nibble on these after they've been out of the freezer for a few minutes. And since I only go grocery shopping once a month, bananas are one of those things that I want to make sure that I'm using towards those first couple weeks of the grocery shopping cycle. And then I'm able to use other fruits that last longer in the grocery shopping cycle. So we always have fresh fruits we can rotate in. This is my Zero Waste Produce Guide that is linked in the description with the discount code. This goes through 75 produce items and how I keep them fresh for weeks. And if you're new to the channel, know that I answer every single question and comment that I see come through every day. It's like part of my day to be able to help you guys and to help you also find links and answer questions. But if there's a certain produce item that you're struggling with, let me know.